here, sir.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to do something from my end.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure exactly what you would like me to do. Would you like a line, like a crisis line that just someone to be able to call, talk to?
No, that's the least. Sir, that is harmful to me. That is the most harmful thing you can do. All right, I have to have a quiet place where I can sit down and fill out all that paperwork. None of these caseworkers are going to do their jobs. They've all committed crimes against me. That's the reason I have so many pieces of paperwork. They're taking advantage of my disabilities. Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I was in the process of trying to get a room from you before and going through all that paperwork. And the problem is that I'm abused every single day. In the process of waiting on something to come through, I'm still abused every day.
Would you be more comfortable with a in-person, face-to-face response, or by phone is okay?
From who?
In general, the only assistance we can reach out to ask for help is the state. So the state of Oregon.
And who in the state? Like, could you be specific so that I'm not just having a generalized, we're calling the state? Because I'm in the state. I can talk to the ground. I'm here on Oregon soil.
So it would be the Department of Human Health Services.
Yes, sir, and I've tried them, and they talk over me and take advantage of my disabilities as well. That's the problem, sir. Is that I'm just going around in circles.
I would definitely suggest trying one more time with them, because basically they have a database and they collect your information one time and see what you're wanting, and I would just advise you're wanting assistance with everything that they can offer.
Sir, please stop giving me advice, please, all right? I've already jumped through all this, and I've been taken advantage of because I'm trying to turn them in. All right, I was told to call you guys, and
I'm trying to help you, sir. And you're trying to get me to not help you.
I'm not trying to get you to not helping me. I'm telling you that I've already been to these places. They're the places that I have to turn in. I can't do that without a room. I am stuck in an unsafe environment, and I cannot remove myself from it.
The state would help give you resources for housing.
The state is not doing anything to help me. I've been there already. Stop telling me that they're going to help me in a way that they're not. The fact that they're not is the reason that I need to turn them in, which is the reason I need to fill out this paperwork. They're not allowing me a room to sit down in peace and quiet and filling out that paperwork. They're not investigating any crimes against me. Because I can't sit down with my evidence and some peace and quiet, not stuck in public. You said there's that flex thing so that I can get a room for a week. How do I do that?
Through your plan, you can get a request for flex funding for a motel, but you have to have a primary care provider.
Sir, I can't get a primary care provider. I literally can't take care of myself and jump through everything else that I have to do. With single hoop that I'm forced to jump through, I get 10 steps backwards because I'm sent to places that I've already been that committed felonies against me. I can't provide myself with a primary care provider. I can't take care of myself. I can't go to the hospital here because I was assaulted there.
That's not right. I'm sorry you went through that. That's not okay. I'm sorry that happened.
Sir, these people are attempting to bully me into committing suicide, and they're doing a good job. Now, instead of trying to commit suicide, I'm calling all the places I was told to call. I've called every single place that I've been told to call. All of them. I've been to them over and over again. All right. I was bullied in Health and Human Services because they broke the law, and I had to try to turn them in. Do you really think they're going to help me? They pawned me off on TFCC.
Yes.
Well, then you're wrong, because I've already tried and I have the evidence that they didn't try to help. They didn't care about the abuse that I'm going through. Do what?
I have found a crisis housing line. Could I try to connect you with them, and I'll remain on the line with you just to see if it's a hit or a miss.
Yes, sir.
Bear with me.
Is it Helping Hands?
I see Helping Hands on here. No, it's called Care.
Jesus Christ, I've already been to Care. I have recordings of them blowing me off. That's the thing, sir. I'm a homeless person. None of these people do their jobs. They blow me off. Do what?
So the Tillamook Housing, here's one, Tillamook Housing Crisis Line 988. Let's try that one.
Why? Sir, do you understand that I've already made call after call after call to these places? They don't provide emergency housing, and none of this gets the crimes turned in. None of this gets the crimes turned in immediately. This is a dead end for turning in the criminals who are harming me.
Please, one moment, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please continue to hold.
I still have you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Don't hang up. So that was a bad number on that one. Didn't ring.
You're going to get a lot of those. Or people who are going to tell me to go to places that I'm trying to turn in over and over and over again. This bullying is the reason that people commit suicide.
So sorry.
You know, most people don't consider that when crimes are being committed against them, that they can easily go to the police and be heard. But homeless people are not treated the same way. We're not treated the same way by hospitals either.
Let's try this one. Bear with me.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try the local number first and then the toll-free if that doesn't work.
Yes, sir. What number is this?
Tillamook County Health Crisis Line. Assistance with emergency services and individuals experiencing homelessness, financial loss.
Everything of mine has been robbed from me except for I've been able to save some evidence, a lot of evidence of abuse.
Yes, please hold on to that. I can't apologize enough. We're going to try this line real quickly. Let's see, and hopefully someone picks up. Bear with me.
Hello, thank you for calling Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Your call is very important to us. Please listen carefully as our message has changed. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. For a dial by name directory, please
They're one of the
press
places
9.
I'm trying to
For the
turn
color
in.
code, please dial 499. Para escuchar este mensaje en español, oprime 1.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
If
hang
you are
up.
calling to report abuse of somebody receiving mental health services or developmental disability services, please dial extension 277 and leave
Okay.
a message in the confidential voicemail box for abuse investigator Kylie Petrie. If you are disconnected, please contact her on her direct line at 503-815-5459. To leave a message in our general mailbox, please dial 2. To reach the receptionist,
like to leave
please
a
dial
message?
0. To hear these options again, please dial
They're not
6
going to help
or stay
me,
on
but
the
we
line.
can.
Okay, leave your voicemail, name and number. I'm going to press 2.
You have reached the general mailbox for Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Please leave your message and your call will be.
Yes, sir.
That's not what I was thinking that was. Let me keep looking.
Yeah, I've got hundreds of calls to them. It's thank you for looking, and thank you for making the calls with me. That's nobody understands how important that is for an at-risk adult to have.
So I want to try the toll-free just to see if we get another option.
Hello, thank you for calling Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Your call is very
Same
important to
voicemail.
us. Please listen carefully as our message has changed.
Yeah, Tillamook Family Counseling Center doesn't help the victims when they're homeless. That's one of the things I've been trying to show for the last 11 months. They ship us around in circles. The police send us to TFCC. TFCC sends us to Senior and Disability Services. Senior and Disability Services sends us to the police and to Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Then we're told to get a hold of, what do you call it? Adult Protective Services. And then they got that split. TFCC is supposed to be the Adult Protective Services. So how am I going to have them investigate themselves? And then Northwest Senior and Disability Services, same thing. They're the Adult Protective Services for when you're physically disabled, which I am. But they won't do their jobs either.
Helping Hands.
I don't have the money for Helping Hands. I have no money. I've already jumped through all the hoops with trying to get to the Helping Hands thing before I found out how expensive it was and how many hoops you have to jump through. I make $800 a month in disability. I'm actually disabled. Like I can't provide myself. Sorry, go ahead.
Have you been given the shelters?
There are no shelters here. There's Tillamook, there's Helping Hands, and that's it.
Let's see. I'm showing the Kilkis House Shelter, assisted living facilities, the National Runaway Shelter Crisis Intervention Service Organization. They've been in business 52 years. Would you like their phone number?
I'm 42 years old. Sir. It's an emergency, all right? That's the thing about this flex thing. They were supposed to help me at TCCHC with that. All right, and then the day that they were supposed to have it set, the day they were set it up so that I could do that, they had me ejected from the place through the police. Told me I wasn't allowed to go back. That's what happens when you tell on mandated reporters. They abuse their position of power to prevent you from turning them in.
Okay, so would you like me to try to give you, can you put notes on your phone so I can give you the shelter's phone numbers? These are our options. Chamber of Commerce also can be contacted.
Oh, what?
Chamber of Commerce can also be contacted. They're at...
Sir, I can't function. I am too scared to function. I need you to stop right now and listen to this. I am too scared to function. I can't function. That means I can't function to do any of the things that you're doing, all right? Every single one of those calls, I will be blown off and treated like I can do all these things for myself, and I can't. I am fucking 7 years behind on paperwork that should have been filled out 7 years ago about people threatening to kill me and my friends and family.
Please hold. Let me get you to a crisis line.
A crisis line is a talk line. They'll talk over me.
Yep.
Fucking Christ.
Breathe with me. Hold one moment.
Sir, I'm autistic, all right? When I need a safe place, that means I have to be away from people in peace and quiet. I have to be able to work on what I need to work on to turn in my predators instead of being sent through thousands of fucking hoops at this point. It should not be this impossible for a disabled person to turn in their predators. A disabled person should not have all of their resources stolen from them from trying to turn in predators.
Okay. I may have found something. Bear with me. Hold.
Hello, thank you for calling Tillamook Family Counseling Center.
So
This
here.
call is very important to
That's
us.
not it.
Please listen carefully.
Yeah,
as
they're
our
all
message-
Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Your
You know
Adult
your
Protective
party's
Services is
protected
going to send us to them too. The guy who's in charge of it is Jeff Linneman, and he's in charge of 4 counties, including Multnomah.
499. Escuchar este mensaje en español.
Jeff Linneman is in charge of this in Multnomah County, Clatsop County, Tillamook County, and one other county. He's the guy who's in charge of all 4 counties. So I can't turn anything into any of those 4 counties to Adult Protective Services because I've literally spoken with Jeff Linneman, and he did the same thing everybody else does. Try to bully me for trying to turn in his employees. Refused to do his job because apparently in 2 minutes of arguing with me, he could pretend like I'm not disabled. And that's not okay.
No, it's
When
not.
we have police officers and social workers pretending like they're doctors, that's not okay.
You tried this one. Sorry, I keep trying a bunch of different numbers, but please just continue to bear with me.
Yes, sir. Well, sir, you can bear with me, so if you're able to do that, I can bear with you. Most people can't stand that I have to raise my voice over traffic. They assume I'm yelling at them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still here.
Calling Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Your call is very important to
Same
us.
thing.
Yes, sir. Just wait
Times
till you
have
try getting a
changed.
hold of the Clatsop County ones, because they start sending you to places that are joke lines. No joke. I was literally transferred to a place that's supposed to be for turning in crimes against disabled people there by their own disability number. And it was literally a joke line
Mhm.
trying to get me to buy something.
Let's try this one. Bear with me.
Please continue to hold.
Thank you for calling the Behavioral Health Call Center. Your call is important to us. A counselor will be with you shortly. All calls are recorded for quality assurance. This message will repeat as back.
I couldn't hear her.
Our crisis line as well. You want to explain everything you've been
Tu
explaining
llamada
to
es
me.
importante para nosotros. Un
I don't
consejero
even
la
know who you
atenderá
called.
pronto. Todas las llamadas se graban para asegurar la
Multnomah County Health Crisis Line.
Please continue to hold, and a counselor will be with you as soon as possible. Por favor, siga en espera, y un consejero estará con usted lo antes posible.
Just so you know, the number you just sent me to is also run by Jeff Linneman. Like I said, he runs all 4 of these counties with disability stuff. He won't do his job for homeless people. He's got a bad reputation for that.
Please continue to hold, and a counselor will be with you as soon as possible. Por favor, siga en espera, y un consejero estará con usted lo antes posible. Please continue to hold, and a counselor will be with you as soon as possible. Por favor, siga en espera.
You still there?
Y un consejero estará con usted
Yes.
lo antes posible.
Just so you know, I've been on some of these lines on hold for over 40 minutes before. Nice.
Multnomah County Crisis Line, this is Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer. My name is Sean Schwartz. I'm taking a lot of abuse here in Tillamook. I also took it in Multnomah County as well as Clatsop County. The guy that I'm supposed to turn it into is Jeff Linneman, and Jeff Linneman is not returning my calls right now, but also he bullied me over at their clinic here in Tillamook. There's supposed to be somebody who's going to investigate the crimes, and instead he bullied me. I'm supposed to be able to go through my insurance place and be able to get a room for a week so I can do the things that I need to turn in my predators. But all the services that I went to that are supposed to help me with that, they didn't. Instead, they were busy trying to fleece the American public for tax dollars. One of the places that I was sent to is TCCHC here in Tillamook. And Sorry, I need to breathe a second.
Sure.
They were supposedly doing that flex thing. They were going to get me a room so that I could actually fill out the paperwork in peace and quiet, because I literally can't do it without that. And, instead of doing that, they had me ejected by the same police officers I was trying to turn in here for abusing me for trying to turn in crimes. Homeless people are treated horribly, and I'm disabled whether I'm home. For them to deny me my rights as a homeless person, or as a human being, and as an American, and as a disabled person, just by calling me homeless and mentally ill, that's horrible. So in order to get this room thing, I have to go through one of these places and start all over again. Like, I literally can't do all this for myself. And this is all stuff that I'm being told to do for myself. I can't make these calls by myself and alone, because I can't communicate well, because I'm overwhelmed and forced to try to explain 6 years of abuse in just a few minutes.
Yeah, Sean, I would love to try and help you. I just don't know the resources there in Tillamook. Would it be okay if I transferred you over to the Tillamook County crisis line, and they could probably help you a little bit more specifically?
I've already done that. I was very specifically bullied by the people on the crisis line. I've got the recordings of it as well.
Okay. I don't know the resources that are available in Tillamook County, so I don't know.
There aren't any, and that's the problem, is that I've already been to them all, and they all tell me that I have to go above their heads. I literally can't do anything but talk. Anything that you want me to do electronically, I'm not going to be able to do without a place to process it. Anything that you ask me to do as far as going to therapy or any of these other places, I still can't do any of the things that they're going to ask me to do without a place to process it. When they're supposed to help me out with paperwork, either they're going to rush me and just write down real brief cliff notes that avoid the entire situation, or they're going to bully me into going somewhere else. Try to tell me that I have to go to some place that I've already been, like Tillamook Family Counseling Center. I literally can't fill out any of the paperwork that they want me to fill out while I'm still in an environment where I'm having to deal with people being predatory towards me, and police won't do anything about it. They just send me to mental health.
And it sounds like you don't have any services at all that you're connected to.
None. The thing is that I went to every one of these services as mandated reporters because I'm disabled. I shouldn't have been forced to try to get residency in this state and pay a bunch of meth heads to help me move my stuff and get a P.O. box here and change my plates over to here. This is all expensive stuff that I'm having to do when $800 is not enough to live on. It takes $3,200 a month just to pay the average rent here in Tillamook. I didn't move to Tillamook. I got stuck in Tillamook and then was forced to try to jump through a bunch of hoops so that I could turn in crimes here. And I do apologize that my voice is raising up, but traffic is going by, and I assure you I'm not yelling at you, so please don't do what a lot of these services do, which is accuse me of yelling at you and then hanging up. I'm afraid of that because it happens a lot.
That. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing and letting me know that there were cars passing by, and that was the reason for it. Thank you for letting me know.
I have a lot of hate crimes committed against me because of things that I didn't do. And that's not okay. I didn't choose to be disabled. I was born this way. I didn't choose to have Tourette syndrome. And you know what? That's something I was born with too. But because when I'm nervous, my Tourette syndrome comes out, people automatically assume that I'm a druggie and treat me like I'm a druggie. As a homeless person, going into a hospital or talking to a police officer automatically gets us treated like we're a junkie, or the whole mentally ill treatment.
That's very frustrating.
Ma'am, when you make an at-risk adult a target for the public, and then you deny them the rights of an at-risk adult, or of a human being, and you just allow the public to go at them, they tend to freak out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
When Natalie Bollinger was killed, there was literally millions of views on some of those pages, and they still keep making them about Natalie Bollinger. Every one of them makes me a target.
Mm-hmm.
I get harassed in real life and on the internet. And when I explain that, the police won't do anything about the stuff in real life, and they tell me they can't do anything about the internet, that I have to be able to use all this internet stuff. And that's what it comes down to. I'm being forced to do stuff either over the internet, but I'm not able to do it that way because I don't have the access, or I'm being forced to write it down, but I can't do that because I don't have the access. I can't function because I'm harmed so often in public.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When did you move to Tillamook?
About a year ago.
Okay. Where did you move from?
Hood River, Portland, and the Dalles.
Okay. So you've kind of been all over.
I'm victimized into moving everywhere that I move to. The police just run around and slander my name, say I'm wanted for murder, but they don't arrest me for it. I'm not wanted for murder. I've never been charged with murder. I've never killed anybody. Police officers run around claiming that I'm touching children and wanted for rape and stuff like that, and that's also not the truth. But of course, they don't talk to me like that. No, they run around to all the people that I speak with and tell them things like that. And then these people come back to me and say, hey, the cop said you did this, and the cop said you did that. How is that okay? Especially when it makes me a target of drug addicts. That's a very volatile situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it takes me a bit. I have to breathe.
I'm still here.
There's There's a video here. It's got some youngins bullying me. Like real harsh, like. Calling me lots of real mean names. I've got a bunch of these here in Tillamook and also in Warrenton. With their goddamn trucks. I understand this is the only place they have to go and fuck. Well, one of the only places they have to go fuck around. Pardon my French in the video, but they're gonna start calling me the N-word and start calling me, derogatory words for homosexuals. Missed. Not gonna watch all 45 minutes. She's probably not gonna give a shit. She'll probably see the front cover of it, flip shit, and